Hi, Dougie Bird here. We're just doing a bit of squidding. Okay, I'm just going to use this one as a set line. I'm just throwing it out a bit deeper than the distance of the depth of the bottom. So it's about 5 meters deep here. And I'm just throwing it out maybe 6. My drag set quite light. Quite light, you can feel it there. It's very, very, very light. And I just sit in the rod holder. And that's called my sleeper. So that one's just going to hook itself up, hopefully. We'll put another one of those out over this side. Keep my drag nice and light. Hear it when one jumps on if I'm at the front casting. And this bad boy here, that'll work it. So I've got 2 out just drifting. One's for my wife, which is holding the camera, and one's for me. And then this one here, I'm going to throw out. Not too long, and wait for it to hit the bottom. Always check your drag. Then I just lift it and slow wind. Make sure it hits the bottom again. You just wind it off the bottom, or you can lift it off the bottom. So I've got a new colour on here, which is one of the Shimano Sepia jigs, and it's going to be either a good one or a bad one. If it doesn't work, it's about 3 or 4 casts. I will change it over to another colour, because sometimes colour on the day does make a difference. Today's quite a dark day, a bit of rain around, and it's quite a dark colour. It's a very squid colour actually, believe it or not. But squid eats squid, so yeah. See how it goes. So I just saw my little sleeper take off, and I thought, oh, here we go. Squid, but no, it's a little flounder. Just got another one on my sleeper. Hopefully it's not another flounder, but we'll soon find out. Oh, this one's a squid. That size, this one. Well hooked, so it's going to lift them straight up. Whoop.
Nice.
It's a 3.5 squid jig, so it's a fairly big squid jig, but you need it to keep it down a little bit on the floater. So yeah, what we call floater, but they're on the bottom. But yeah, I'll put him in the bucket. Another one for dinner tonight. Thank you. That's where my other 2 lines. I've just left this one sitting beside the boat. One's grabbed it right beside the boat. It's actually feels like not a bad one. Oh yeah, there we go. Ones they pull pretty good. The hard part is I don't have a net, so I'm gonna take a gamble on this one. Go.
Nice one.
That's a big boy.
Oh wow.
Okay, get another one. Hi, Dougie Bird from Dougie Bird's Tackle World here. I'm going to talk to you about the tackle I used when I was out squidding. So I like to use light rods. I'll start with the rod and reel first, okay? So I use a 2500 to about a 4000 size reel. But to be honest with you, whatever you got will do, as long as it's 1000, 2.5, 3000 size, 4. Doesn't matter. The secret is in the line, the braid that you have on there, which we'll talk about in a moment. The rod needs to be, the next secret thing, needs to be flexible, the tip, I mean like really flexible. Okay, if you can see that. You need to be able to let the squid pull. Obviously you have your drag set very light. it needs to be able to pull on the rod, take that tip down without any resistance to him snapping off a piece of his leg or the squid jig pulling out. You need to keep it sort of intact but allow him to pull backwards if he wants to, okay? Next thing is the braid. There are so many good braids on the market these days, but use the thinnest braid you can get. It's one thing we need to spend a bit of money maybe, but you know, even the dearest braid is about $50 or something like that. But that one there is an exceptionally very thin braid, probably the thinnest in the world as far as I know at the moment. So it's 12-pound strength, and it actually breaks. It's 12-pound strength, but it's 5-pound diameter in any brand braid you can get on the market pretty well. So it's very, 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 very thin. So what that allows you to do, your squid jig to do, so when you're drifting or casting, whatever it may be, it allows it to be in the zone, down deep, all the time without any resistance and pulling up with the wind. So I'm using about a 2.5 size squid jig. I always mention these Cephia jigs from Shimano, one of my favourite jigs. So the jig I'm using is this little 2.5 size. This little fellow here, if you can see that. That little fellow works perfect. And that married up with that braid and with about 12-pound FC fluorocarbon, okay, is about the right size, I believe, for squidding. I've used lighter. Sometimes I get a big calamari squid on I have snapped the line trying to lift them without a net. And if I go any heavy, it sort of shies them away. So 12 pounds is a really good size. So that married up to the braid, fluorocarbon to the braid. And then the last thing I have been using recently, only because I've changed my squid jigs around a bit if they're not happening, so I'll give it like 5 or 6 casts in an area that I know the squid are. And if I don't get one, I'll change colours or I'll change the size, depends. And to do that easy rather than have to cut the line all the time. And I found no real resistance in the squid biting on my squid jig with these little fellows. So it's a little Instinct product. If you can see this here. They're a fast attach type clip, okay? So on one end here, we have the line tied to it, which is this little end here. The braid's tied to that. And then on the other end here, we attach the squid jig. Okay, so it's quite easy to do. We just put the squid jig on like this. No, I've got to put my glasses on here, folks. I'm getting older and I can't see properly. Okay, now I can see. So the squid jig goes on just like this. So just in like that and around. That's it. It's on my line. So my fluorocarbon's attached to here, around about a metre and a half. And then my really thin braid's attached to my fluorocarbon, just with an FG or a uni, Albright, sorry, or anything like that. It's fine. So I take my squid jig off. So I've tried this 3 or 4 times. I've had no luck on it. And I'm thinking I'm going to change squid jigs. So all I do is I just quickly go like this, and I just pop it off like that. It's so quick. Okay, on, off. Okay, this little fast touch. Great thing for casting for tail and everything else as well. Squid jigs other than that I use, I've been using these jewels. These are actually, I think they're like part of Yazuri, but they're like the old prawn hunter squid jig with the legs on it. They've been working really well as well. That's the darkness it's actually called. And the clinch, I love a red sort of background like that fellow there. That's my bigger one. So these bigger ones, I'm using these on my set lines at the back of the boat, which you would have seen. The only other thing I use besides all of that is I put a little bit of juice onto my squid jigs. You might have seen me wiping on some S Factor, so I just use the S Factor a lot. I wipe it on the back of the squid jig and down towards the prongs, or I'll spray it with some Eggy Max, like so, which is a great product. Apart from that, guys, you've seen how to do it, so good luck. Get out there and have a shot. And it's Dougie Burt from Doug Burt's Tackle World here in the Gold Coast. Thank you. Bye-bye.